I have more zucchini. The plants outside already having the first flowers dying, so that means we soon get fresh zucchini and cucumbers, so it's really time to get rid of some more of the zucchinis. So today I have another zucchini recipe I want to make. It's not that new, but I figured since I'm making it, let's take you with me for zucchini bread. Hi, my name is Karen from Prepared and Sustainable Living. I make content around gardening, homesteading, cooking, baking, fishing, hunting. That in the background is my dog who is jealous that I talk with somebody else than him. And today I want to make zucchini bread with you. I make what we here call normal zucchini bread, which means I'm making it with normal and not with gluten-free flour this time. And because I have celiac disease, don't get confused if I later gonna wear a mask and gloves, but if I make zucchini bread for Nick, my boyfriend, or for somebody outside of the house, I sometimes like to do it with normal flour because gluten-free flour to give it away is really expensive, and that takes some safety precautions for me. That means I only take stuff I can really clean well, like all my baking forms are one piece. They're not put together, so they are not corners I can't wash. I do not use any wooden spoons because they could have cracks, and I use gloves and mask in case so I don't breathe the flour dust in. If you're interested in something like that, let me know. I don't mind sharing my experience with celiac disease and gluten and stuff with you. But just so you don't get worried whenever I get mask later, I do not have COVID or diseases, or I'm worried about catching disease in my own kitchen. Just a safety precaution so I stay safe when I'm handling the flour for giving stuff away, because we have some really cheap normal flour, and yeah, sometimes just cheaper for other people to make it with normal flour than with gluten-free flour. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get started. I got my handy dandy recipe card again. I do like to have all my recipes, doesn't matter how often I make them, on some note cards, which I then can put in my kitchen in a nice index card box. I have another index card box for home remedies, plants, illnesses, stuff like that. Let me know if you're interested in how I'm handling all my foraging, homesteading, gardening stuff, and organizations, home and household organization stuff, and I'll make a video about that too. Alright, first things first. First, we preheat the oven on 325 degrees. So we need two bowls now. One with the dry stuff and one with the wet stuff. Since the dry stuff is going to contain the flour, I make the other one first because I want to add the flour last, so I don't have to run around in mask all the time. For the second bowl, like I said, you can do the first bowl first or the second bowl first, doesn't really matter. I want to have the flour as late as I possibly can, so I start with the second bowl. We have theoretically 2 1/4 cup. I only have 2 cups of sugar. I thought that's going to be enough for me. It's still going to be super sweet. We're going to add 3 eggs. Since you normally make the dry stuff first and then can use 1 measuring cup only, and I still have dry stuff to come later, I have 1/2 cup of, unfortunately our 1 cup measuring spoon is not here anymore, so I add 1 cup of oil, and at the end it's going to make 2 loaves of bread, so don't be afraid, it's not a whole lot. It makes 2 loaves. It's pretty good. Right. I lost where I was. I am. We have the vanilla extract. Put 3 teaspoons of that in here. Alright, we have now the second bowl ready with eggs, oil, sugar and vanilla. And mix that. I now add the first bowl and put that in a second bowl like I showed, but put the flour in at the very end. So you would put the flour in here already. I'm gonna put it really at the end in here. You put 1 3/4 of a cup of flour in here, half a teaspoon of salt, since I don't put the flour in here, I might as well just putting it in right in here. Just get sure it's easier to mix it up in here if you do it like me in one bowl. Just get sure that you really incorporate everything well. Then I take half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, like I said, you normally would also have the flour in here at this point and mix it in here, but I really try to put the flour last. It's just a safety precaution for me. That's why I also now first take care of the zucchini and the walnuts. Use 2 cups of zucchini, and as you can see, yes, it's in a sink, not in a bag. It's really wet, especially because I had it in the freezer. So I squeeze it out pretty good so the bread is not getting way too watery. Because if you have a look in the back, there's a lot of water in here. It's probably also more than I used any today, but still getting close. Alright. I sometimes put a little bit more than 2 cups in, sometimes 2 cups in. It's also a little bit how you feel. That's pretty much 2 cups now. Try to flake it a little bit. It's a little bit easier to incorporate. Let me grab my mask and my gloves and get the flour over with. Alright, you probably can't hear me that well anymore, but now we put 1 3/4 cup of flour in here. Mix it out. Dry it right quick. Now when that's done, I incorporate the flour in here. So I afterwards can take the mask off again and bring it back down. Now I have the flour in here. The kitchen is clean of flour again. Clean up the kitchen counter now. And actually breathe again. I already hate the masks when I had to have them. And different stuff. Alright, now we need last 1 cup of walnuts. It's only half a cup, so I take 2 of them. Alright, had to turn the oven off because I got interrupted. Didn't want to have the oven running all the time. I'm not using it. Alright, I incorporate now the walnuts too. Get the 2 balls. I normally use spray. Or spray for that. Makes a really good job for not sticking. Since that stuff is still not gluten free, and I still can get sick of leftovers. I use only stuff I can really clean well. That's why those bread pans, they're all 1 piece. And even that I can take apart and really clean well. So put it now in the 2 bread pans. Try to make it about half and half. And 1 pan is a bit smaller than the other one, so I have a little bit less in the glass one than the other one. Alright, so the loaves are now ready. And as soon as the oven is back up, I put them in for about 40 to 60 minutes. Use a toothpick from time to time to see if they're really ready. And I'll bring you back after baking. And I'll try it in front of the camera because for 1 it's still hot, and for 2 I cannot eat it because it's not gluten free. But my boyfriend is going to be happy to have some, and maybe the interns next door. And we're probably going to make more for co-workers, friends. Give some away because we have so much we cannot eat that all. I'm going to make some with gluten-free flour too for me. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the video YouTube shows you right now because you're going to enjoy that one. Like, subscribe, and if you like more gardening, I have a gardening playlist on the screen too. Until the next time, stay prepared and sustainable.